now here's what to actually do for succulents. You will bring your most sensitive succulents inside. You will limit how much you water them. So these guys haven't been watered in a couple months, just because for me, we get our early cold fronts that come in swiftly, especially at the very beginning of winter. So oftentimes I'll just put them in new pots and that's that. I don't water them. These particular ones, as you know, had already been watered by the rains, so I haven't touched them. They're still doing very well. The one that I had the most trouble with in the beginning is actually looking really well, so I'm happy about that. I have a few previous bought purchases that I haven't done anything with just because it's cold out and I don't want to shock them. Other things that you'll want to do for your more sensitive succulents is just replant them. So basically recycling the soil, pulling out the soil that they're currently in, giving them brand new soil, and that's that. They will derive the nutrients from that new soil rather than the old soil that's not doing very well. And then as winter kind of wanes on, even if you leave them outside, water them once a month instead of once a week, like we have talked about in the past. Do not overwater. So basically you just want to see the topsoil wet. That's it. You're done. And then try to do it as the sun is coming up, not in the dark. So hopefully whatever water is in the soil is now extracted by the plant. And then over time, the plant will have time. Your super tender succulents, definitely bring those in. Put them in smaller pots, not smaller than they can handle, but smaller as in perfect fit. And that's how you'll take care of succulents, and that's what you do for the winter. I hope that this very short but funny video is well enough to have some impact for your succulent needs. And especially if you live where it snows, you will definitely want to be very careful. For the rainy area, what I would do is put these under cover, but for those that I can't, if I'm afraid that they're going to get too overwatered, I will take an old raggedy towel and just drape it over the soil. That way the towel will absorb most of the water that drips, and then the rest of the water will eventually hit the soil, but it won't be as much. Especially for the snow, you'll want to do the same thing. Even though you're essentially freezing a towel, make sure that it doesn't matter what kind of towel it is, but that will preserve your succulent and help it live longer even in those freezing temperatures. Otherwise, they could end up dead. My quartet was originally in a pot that got snowed on, and somehow it still survived, but I realized later that I should have covered the soil before it snowed, but I do not live in an area where it typically snows. So it snowed one day. It was very strange. And then after that, I was sure to not make that mistake again. So for future reference, for your succulents, actually give them little blankies. Yeah, no, this is just a short, funny video on how to take care of succulents for the winter. All right, well, I will be sure to make videos and continue our conversation, but if you guys catch up later, good luck Black Friday, and happy holidays. Peace out, suckers.